If there is a name that has redefined the biological limits of human beings in the 21st century, it is certainly Usain Bolt. Usain St. Leo Bolt was born on August 21, 1986, in Sherwood Content, a small town in the Trelawney parish of Jamaica. Since he was a child, Bolt displayed an endless source of energy. Instead of sitting still in one place, he spent most of his time running and jumping on dirt roads with his older brother Siddiqui and older sister Shireen. The first sport to capture Bolt's heart completely was not track and field, but cricket and football. He was a passionate fan of the Manchester United football team and always dreamed of wearing the club's jersey. When playing cricket, his naturally tall stature helped Bolt deliver extremely fast bowling. It was the cricket coach at Waldensia Primary School who noticed something special. This child moved unusually fast to catch the ball. He advised Bolt to try his hand at short-distance running competitions. Although not very interested at first because he only liked playing ball, Bolt quickly proved his innate talent. By the age of 12, he had become the school's fastest runner in the 100-meter distance. Life in rural Jamaica, with a diet rich in sweet potatoes, green bananas, and long days of running freely under the sun, inadvertently molded the most perfect speed machine the world had ever witnessed. When entering William Knibb Memorial High School, Bolt's talent caught the eyes of professional track and field coaches, especially Pablo McNeil, a former Olympic athlete. McNeil noticed Bolt's colossal potential, but also faced headaches with the teenager's playful nature and frequent practice skipping. Bolt preferred playing video games and hanging out with friends over undergoing rigorous physical training sessions. The first major international turning point came in 2002, when the World Junior Championships were held right in Kingston, Jamaica. In front of nearly 30,000 home spectators, the 15-year-old teenager Usain Bolt trembled with anxiety. He was so terrified that he put the wrong shoes on his different feet. But when the gun went off, the fear vanished. Bolt bolted to the finish line, winning the gold medal in the 200-meter distance with a time of 20.61 seconds. He became the youngest world junior champion in history in this event. That victory turned Bolt into a national hero overnight, but it also brought immense pressure. The expectations of the Jamaican people weighed heavily on the shoulders of a young man not yet 18 years old. In 2004, at the Carifta Games, Bolt became the first junior athlete to run the 200-meter distance under 20 seconds, setting a world junior record with a time of 19.93 seconds. The world began to look at him as the next magnificent phenomenon. Success coming too early often comes with harsh trials. Usain Bolt entered the Athens 2004 Olympic Games as Jamaica's great hope. However, a persistent hamstring injury right before the tournament ruined everything. He was eliminated right in the first round of the 200-meter distance with a disappointing time of 21.05 seconds. The online community and the Jamaican media at that time spared no words of criticism. They claimed that Bolt was a short-lived talent, lazy, lacking discipline, and only knew how to party. The period from 2004 to 2006 was a dark time for Bolt, as he constantly suffered from injuries, including a congenital scoliotic spine that made his body more vulnerable under high pressure. Everything only truly changed when Bolt began working with coach Glenn Mills in 2005. Mills was not only a technical mentor, but also a spiritual father. Initially, Bolt only wanted to run the 200-meter and 400-meter distances because he hated the starting blocks training of the 100-meter event. Coach Mills convinced him to try his hand at the 100-meter distance. In May 2008, at the Reebok Grand Prix in New York, Usain Bolt shocked the world by setting a new world record in the 100-meter distance with a time of 9.72 seconds, defeating world champion Tyson Gay. But that was only the prelude to a historic feast at the Beijing 2008 Olympic Games. The Bird's Nest Stadium on the night of August 16, 2008, witnessed one of the most iconic moments in sports history. The men's 100-meter final gathered the fastest strides on the planet. Bolt's height of 1.95 meters made him look like a giant standing next to his opponents. Starting not too impressively, but from the 50th meter, Bolt executed terrifying strides, tearing through the wind to surge ahead. The craziest thing was in the final 20 meters, when realizing he was completely alone in front, Bolt slowed down, opened his arms wide in celebration, and pounded his chest before crossing the finish line. The clock stopped at an astonishing number, 9.69 seconds, a new world record. The world was stunned. Sports experts calculated that if Bolt had not celebrated early and had run with all his might, the result could have been 9.60 seconds. When asked about his menu before setting the world record, Bolt honestly shared that he had eaten about 100 McDonald's Chicken McNuggets because he could not adapt to the local food's taste. His carefreeness and innocence made the miracle even more legendary. A few days later, Bolt continued to dominate the 200-meter distance with a time of 19.30 seconds, breaking the unbreakable world record set by Michael Johnson in 1996, 19.32 seconds. If Beijing 2008 was where Bolt stepped into the light, then the 2009 World Athletics Championships in Berlin was where he touched the absolute limit of the human body, numbers that to this day no one has been able to approach. On August 16, 2009, exactly 1 year after the Beijing Miracle, Bolt entered the 100-meter final facing a Tyson Gay at the peak of his career. This time, there was no distraction, no early celebration. Bolt focused intensely from the very first gunshot. His stride reached a maximum speed of up to 44.72 kilometers per hour between the 60th and 80th meter. Bolt crossed the finish line with an unbelievable time, 9.58 seconds. Tyson Gay came in second with a time of 9.71 seconds, a number enough to win a gold medal in any other Olympics, but still a vast distance behind Bolt. 4 days later, on August 20th, Bolt continued to break his own 200-meter record with a time of 19.19 seconds. Sports scientists had to sit down to recalculate human biological limits. Bolt's records in Berlin 2009 were considered to be at least a few decades ahead of their time. The path to maintaining dominance is never a bed of roses. At the 2011 World Championships in Daegu, South Korea, a major shock occurred. In the 100-meter final, due to being too impatient, Bolt made a false start before the gunshot and was immediately disqualified. Entering the London 2012 Olympic Games, pressure weighed heavily on Bolt as he continuously lost to Johan Blake at the Jamaican national trials before the tournament. However, the bravery of a king only truly shines on the grandest stages. In London, he dispelled all doubts. He successfully defended his 100-meter gold medal with a time of 9.63 seconds, a new Olympic record, and the 200-meter distance with a time of 19.32 seconds. After winning the 200-meter event, Bolt laid down on the track and did push-ups, proving to the whole world that he was still the absolute number one. Before the Rio 2016 Olympic Games took place, Usain Bolt announced that this would be the last Olympics of his career. At the age of 30, his body had begun to wear down after many years of enduring harsh training intensity. In Rio de Janeiro, Bolt was no longer at the peak of his form to break world records, but he possessed a more terrifying weapon: experience and peak psychological warfare. In the 100-meter semifinal, a photo capturing the moment Bolt turned to look and smiled at his opponents while sprinting toward the finish line took the world by storm. It became a symbol of absolute dominance and the nonchalant demeanor of a god of speed. In the final, he defeated Gatlin with a time of 9.81 seconds to win the 100-meter gold medal for the third consecutive time. Following that was the 200-meter gold medal, 19.78 seconds, and the 4x100-meter relay gold medal. Usain Bolt decided to retire after the 2017 World Athletics Championships held in London, where he wanted to say goodbye to his fans. However, sports are sometimes very cruel, even to the greatest legends. In the men's 100-meter event, Bolt only won the bronze medal with a time of 9.95 seconds, ranking behind Justin Gatlin and Christian Coleman. It was a shock, but the spectators in the London Stadium still gave Bolt the loudest rounds of applause, while Gatlin, the new champion, bowed to Bolt in reverence for the legend. The real pain came in the 4x100-meter relay final. Being the anchor runner of the Jamaican team, just as he received the baton and accelerated for a few meters, Bolt suddenly stopped short, clutched his hamstring, and collapsed onto the track due to a hamstring tear injury. He refused a wheelchair, tried to drag himself up, and walked across the finish line with the help of his teammates. It was a melancholy ending, a reminder that even the lightning bolt is only a human being of flesh and bone and cannot defeat time. But that defeat did not dim the aura of a one-of-a-kind career. Besides sports, Bolt is a successful businessman. He owns a personal razor brand, a restaurant chain named Tracks and Records in Jamaica and the UK, and an electric scooter manufacturing company named Bolt Mobility. Usain Bolt is not just a track and field athlete, he is a global pop culture icon. Before Bolt's era, track and field, especially short distances, was often associated with stern faces, tense psychological warfare, and the overshadowing ghost of doping. Bolt changed everything. He brought joy to the track, signature Jamaican dances, playful pranks before the starting line, and irradiating positive energy. He proved that people can both relax and enjoy the fun while still achieving maximum athletic performance. Bolt's cleanliness throughout his career was a beacon of light for track and field. In an era where so many of his direct competitors were involved at least once in bans related to banned substances, Bolt never had a positive test. His greatness was completely natural and based on relentless effort and innate talent. The combination of Usain Bolt's biological factors is a one-in-a-million-years phenomenon. Normally, sprinters have an ideal height ranging from 1.80 meters to 1.88 meters to optimize stride frequency. A person as tall as 1.95 meters like Bolt would theoretically face a huge disadvantage at the starting phase due to a high center of gravity and a heavier body. However, Bolt broke all laws of physics. Once he reached maximum speed, thanks to an average stride length of up to 2.44 meters, he only took 41 strides to complete the 100-meter distance, while other competitors took from 44 to 47 strides. This meant that while other athletes were frantically spinning their legs, Bolt was like a sports car shifting into high gear, gliding over the ground with astonishing grace. When looking back at world sports history, people will remember Pelé of football, Muhammad Ali of boxing, Michael Jordan of basketball, and Usain Bolt of track and field. Individuals who did not just play a sport, but elevated that sport to become part of human heritage. The lightning bolt may have walked away from the track, but the light from his legendary strides will continue to shine and inspire millions of generations to come.